after the fight, Shakur Stevenson got in the ring, and he and O'Shaki, who has called Shakur out on this very show, among other places, jawed at each other for everyone to hear. Later, O'Shaki talked about what happened. Check it out. You think, even though Shakur is perceived as significantly better than O'Shaki, that O'Shaki's style presents Shakur problems, or no?
Honestly, from what I noticed from the fight with Ford, I don't think so. I think they have a good talk, good back and forth exchange. It's good for the sport of boxing, good hype, but 10-pound difference. I think that both guys need to focus on what's in their path and what's in their time frame when it comes to their weight divisions, rather than trying to stir up a pot that is not going to be.
Agreed.
I know people are looking for a big fight, stuff like that, but I mean, I think Shaq deserves it, bro. I shared the ring with Shaq before. Shaq got a high score. Shaq is real good, and I mean, I want to see it. It'll be great. But it's too many getting I know.
As excitement continues to grow around a potential clash between Shakur Stevenson and O'Shaki Foster, Max Kellerman weighed in on the escalating rivalry. He reacted to a tense confrontation between the two fighters, explaining how the exchange has added even more intensity to the growing storylines surrounding the matchup.
A guy like Shakur Stevenson, who's a southpaw, super hard to hit, right, is not always everyone's biggest payday, does not get shouted out. I'm hearing everyone shouting out Shakur right now.
Coach Bredman Edwards considers Shakur Stevenson the larger and more polished fighter when compared to O'Shaki Foster. In his view, Foster would face a difficult task moving up in weight to challenge someone of Stevenson's caliber. Edwards also places Stevenson among boxing's top talents and believes fighters should dominate their current division before seeking opportunities in higher weight classes.
Shakur is a bigger man than O'Shaki Foster. I know Shakur started at 126, but he's bigger than he is. And Shakur is a little more talented than O'Shaki. I'm not saying O'Shaki can't beat him. I don't want to do that, after this great victory that he has, but that's a tough fight to move up 10 pounds and fight a dude that's bigger than you and a little bit more and more talented. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. Shakur Stevenson might be the best fighter in the world. You know what I mean? He's that good. If I was O'Shaki Foster, I would fight Navarrete, but he's a gun. I'm sure he wants to fight Shakur. Maybe they got some kind of history. Who am I to say? But I think that I would clear out the division that I'm in and before I jump 2 weight classes. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not meant to jump weight classes like that. I think it's overrated anyway.
Coach Stephen Edwards portrayed O'Shaki Foster as a physically strong competitor whose effectiveness comes from cumulative damage rather than one-punch knockout power. According to Edwards, Foster gradually breaks opponents down through sustained pressure and repeated scoring shots, making him especially dangerous as fights progress. Even with that respect for Foster's abilities, he still leaned towards Stevenson in a hypothetical showdown, while admitting Foster could create problems for anyone.
The boxer puncher, but I think he's very, very physically strong, and he has like them hard hands. Some guys got like explosive hands where they hit you and they put you to sleep, and then some guys got kind of hard hands where they don't have the highest KO percentages, but when they hit you, you feel it, and they like beating you up, and they let you know, like, you don't want to keep taking this all night. I think he has those kind of hands. I looked at Scooter's face, and he was like discouraging him. He was like busting him up a little bit. I would not favor O'Shaki Foster against Shakur, but I'm not going to disrespect O'Shaki Foster and say he can't win.
Offering his own take, Floyd Schofield Jr. appeared largely uninterested in the idea of Stevenson facing Foster. He suggested that Stevenson has often been more comfortable competing against naturally smaller opponents, and implied that this tendency fits the pattern of how Stevenson typically approaches his career.
Not really. I mean, I know Shakur want to fight somebody smaller than him. Nothing wrong with that. That's the Shakur magic. That's like how a lot of people do it these days.
Expanding on the debate, Teddy Atlas pointed out that styles often determine the outcome of fights. He described O'Shaki Foster as an adaptable boxer, capable of fighting effectively in multiple ways, whether boxing from range, applying pressure, or adjusting distances. Atlas also praised Foster's timing and precision, particularly from the outside, where his sharp, accurate punches tend to have the greatest impact.
Make fights. I think that's part of it. Foster's the kind of guy, he could be a straight-up boxer. He'll look to press, he'll look to go into. He's a well-rounded fighter. He can fight inside, outside, but he's predisposed a little bit to fighting well or maybe better on the outside, where he throws everything nice. You know, he's a sharpshooter. He throws nice, straight, short punches, concise punches, accurate punches. He's got that kind of style. He doesn't waste anything.
Teddy Atlas further characterized O'Shaquie Foster as a highly disciplined technician who prioritizes timing and structure over sheer punch output. He emphasized Foster's composure during close-range exchanges and highlighted his ability to mix attacks to the head and body with patience and accuracy. In Atlas's view, Foster's intelligence and calculated decision-making are among his greatest strengths.
But he's a good, solid, technically, based fighter. Again, everything by the book. Doesn't do anything really where he gets sloppy. He does everything pretty. Even when he gets inside, when he does go inside, he's not throwing a million punches, but he's throwing the right punches. He'll throw the uppercut. He'll try to put a hook with it. He'll go to the body. He'll place shots. He'll throw educated punches.
Providing another viewpoint, Bruce Carrington sided with Shakur Stevenson in a matchup against O'Shaquie Foster. He cited Stevenson's defensive brilliance, physical advantages, and command inside the ring as major factors. While Carrington acknowledged that Foster's determination and prior sparring experience could produce competitive moments, he still viewed Stevenson as the likely winner.
I think Shakur kind of got him on that one, honestly. And I like O'Shaquie, man. I like O'Shaquie, but I do think that Shakur, he is just, I don't think O'Shaquie's like defensively aware enough to, give Shakur too much trouble. Like Shakur, he's just on a cruise control now when it comes to the guys that he's been fighting. And on top of that, he's way bigger than O'Shaquie, bro. I did not think he was that much bigger than him. He stepped in the ring. I was like, oh, snap. That was crazy, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't think Shakur is going to lose that fight. I think O'Shaquie, he's being very ambitious in this fight. And I also think that in the sparring that they had, he might have found certain things in those sparring that's gonna make the fight interesting. I think so, but it's been a long time since they.
Bruce Carrington also believes Stevenson would manage the challenge presented by Foster without major difficulties. He pointed to Stevenson's composed demeanor, exceptional ring awareness, and ability to dictate action at every range. Carrington suggested that Foster would struggle to consistently find solutions against Stevenson's methodical and controlled style.
I just can't see O'Shaquie winning that fight as of right now.
They're two chess masters, right? Shaq can play chess extremely well too.
He can.
Is that just you're not gonna out Shakur though? At that game.
Yeah, he's probably like the most patient guy that I've ever seen in the ring. And then he, like, a lot of his moves are calculated. All of his moves I feel like are calculated. Like I think, Shakur just doesn't have devastating power, but if he did, he would be the full package. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the only thing that he might be lacking in terms of this, because he's decent fighting it inside, very well fighting mid-range, and has long distance as well too. His distance control is great. Yeah, man, I just don't see in this matchup him having much.
Bernie the Boxer echoed similar sentiments, emphasizing that Shakur Stevenson is anything but an ordinary fighter. He praised Stevenson's elite boxing IQ and technical excellence while noting that knockout power is not his primary weapon. Instead, Bernie highlighted Stevenson's defensive expertise and ability to make opponents miss repeatedly, arguing that landing clean punches on him is an extremely difficult task. Ultimately, he felt Stevenson's superior control and overall skill set would make him very tough to defeat, even in a competitive fight.
Shakur is not your average fighter. He's a great fighter,
Definitely not your average fighter. Definitely not a Crawford though.
Not a Crawford?
Come on, man. Look at the KO ratio.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. The IQ, the level of boxing ability and skill that he has. that he uses.
Okay.
Shaq a good fighter. Shaq a
You
good
said
fighter.
every way. You said every way. You said every way. So I had to throw it in there. Sorry.
No. We know he's not a knockout puncher. We know that.
But
we know
IQ, they match up, is what you're saying.
I'm just saying. You know, far as like you ain't gonna beat him. That's what I'm saying. This guy you ain't gonna beat him. Good fight though. If I'm shocked, you know what I'm saying? I just don't see how you gonna beat him. You can't hit him.
You don't see nothing.
You can't hit him.
Swinging that air.
Sean Zattel believes dedicated boxing fans would appreciate a tactical, high-level contest between two intelligent and strategic fighters. While he clearly sees Stevenson entering the matchup as the favorite, he still finds the potential fight compelling because it would test Stevenson against another skilled thinker inside the ring amid growing anticipation and tension.
We'll watch the fight and watch that chess play out between two chess masters. Shakur would be the favorite in that fight, I think, for sure. And I would favor him, but it is an interesting fight. It is. And it'd be interesting to see Shakur have to play chess with someone who's a chess master too. And all the animosity and buildup. Before you tell me exactly why it won't happen though, want to give props to O'Shaquie Foster.
Radio Raheem explained that Shakur Stevenson appears to view O'Shaquie Foster as a level below him, seeing the matchup as one he could navigate without significant trouble. He compared the situation to facing someone already familiar through sparring. Raheem also mentioned Stevenson's frustration over being repeatedly linked to Foster after previous expectations regarding a fight, adding that public demand for the matchup is not especially strong, although he agrees Stevenson holds the advantage.
We're gonna keep with the way they were talking. One of his little... He sees this as like a sparring partner he gave some work to. He sees him as the kind of guy he can tell to go fight somebody else, another one of his juniors, another one of his little ends that he won't get past. And it's not in the fact that you're even talking about him in the breath with me is what he was mad about. The fact that the kid's got some point that you did promise him a fight if he got through this hurdle, and he actually went over there, fought the guy, and got through the hurdle. He called your bluff. Yeah. And like I say, you know you ain't doing it. No, the money won't be there for that fight. Yes, I'd love to see it. It'd be interesting. I mean, but am I dying to see it? No, I'm not dying to see that fight. And I think in a way, Shakur, not even in a way, I think Shakur is right. Like, he is better than Foster. Foster maybe can get better. I don't know if he can get that good, though.
Stephen Edwards also leaned toward Shakur Stevenson, arguing that a naturally smaller fighter moving up in weight would have a difficult time matching him in pure boxing. He pointed to Stevenson's outstanding technical control and ability to dominate boxing exchanges. While recognizing Foster's talent, Edwards maintained that reaching Stevenson's level remains an enormous challenge.
I don't know, it's going to be very difficult to be smaller than Shakur and coming up and beating him. Because you got to put some kind of just that dense body weight and just physical strength on him to just complete. If it's really hard to outbox him. So I don't. O'Shaquie Foster could box his ass off, but I don't know if he could box at the level of being able to outbox Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? So that's a different level of boxing.
On a separate note, Ryan Garcia has spoken about the possibility of facing Shakur Stevenson. Garcia indicated that he would be open to taking the fight if the business side and negotiations come together successfully.
Ever turn down a fight for $100 million?
Yeah, I actually would. I do respect that in him. I think that he just knows it's his time to call it. I will say, though, his competitive nature, that might bring him back. If he sees me running this up, he might want to try to challenge the young bull. I ain't gonna lie. And we waiting for you.
Shakur Stevenson has likewise expressed interest in sharing the ring with Ryan Garcia. While questioning certain aspects of Garcia's consistency, Stevenson made it clear that he welcomes the matchup. He also stated that he believes his skill set would allow him to control the fight regardless of which version of Garcia appears on fight night.
Ryan Garcia is somebody that comes in there, you never know which version of him is going to show up. So if the good version of him show up, he gets spanked. If the bad version of him show up, he gets spanked. He don't stand a chance.
Stevenson further explained that he sees a significant gap in ability between himself and his opponents. He specifically pointed to his defensive talent as one of the biggest differences. According to Stevenson, his comfort operating at range while avoiding clean punches gives him a major advantage and serves as a foundation of his overall boxing approach.